Elon Musk has once again found himself at the center of controversy, this time within the esteemed halls of the Royal Society, the UK's oldest scientific academy. The billionaire entrepreneur, known for his groundbreaking innovations with companies like Tesla and SpaceX, has sparked a heated debate among the Society's fellows, many of whom are increasingly concerned about his public behavior and its implications for the scientific community. While recent discussions did not culminate in Musk's expulsion, they have nonetheless ignited a profound rift among members, raising critical questions about the intersection of science and politics. Over the past 9 months, a faction within the Royal Society has been vocal about what they perceive as Musk's detrimental influence. They argue that his actions, including substantial funding cuts to scientific research and the dissemination of misinformation via his social media platform X, threaten the integrity of science itself. The Society must step up its efforts to advocate for science and scientists, read a statement from concerned fellows following a meeting convened to address these issues. The sentiments expressed echo a broader apprehension regarding the future of scientific inquiry in the face of political and ideological pressures. Musk's role as a Fellow of the Royal Society has come under scrutiny primarily due to his position within President Trump's administration, where he leads the Department of Government Efficiency, an entity tasked with slashing federal spending and dismantling bureaucratic structures. Critics argue that Musk's leadership has coincided with a troubling trend of budget cuts that undermine scientific research funding in the U.S. Members are particularly concerned about the fate of scientists in the U.S. amid threats of radical cutbacks in research funding. A Royal Society statement noted, "The internal conflict has led to notable resignations, including that of Dr. Dorothy Bishop from Oxford University, who expressed her dissatisfaction with the Society's handling of Musk's membership. On both occasions I complained to the Royal Society. They consulted lawyers, possibly fearing legal repercussions," she remarked, highlighting the delicate balance the institution must maintain between freedom of expression and adherence to its own code of conduct. Despite the backlash, there remains a contingent of Royal Society fellows who defend Musk, arguing that his contributions to technology and science are unparalleled. Nobel laureate Professor Sir Andre Geim emphasized Musk's achievements, stating that they eclipse those of many critics. However, this perspective is countered by those who believe that a disregard for factual integrity undermines ethics within the scientific community. Professor George F. Stathia articulated this concern, asserting that members should at least have respect for the truth, suggesting that Musk's actions warrant serious consideration of his fellowship. Outside of the Royal Society, Musk's recent comments regarding Social Security have stirred political controversy, further complicating his public image. In a podcast with Joe Rogan, Musk labeled the program a Ponzi scheme, prompting sharp backlash from Democratic lawmakers who feared that such remarks signal a larger agenda to dismantle essential social safety nets. His comments on entitlement programs reflect a broader narrative in which Musk's influence extends beyond technology into contentious political territory. As Musk continues to navigate his dual roles as a leading entrepreneur and a political figure, the implications for both Tesla and the scientific community are profound. Shares of Tesla recently experienced their worst month since 2022, coinciding with Musk's first full month in the White House. The 28% plunge in stock value has raised alarms about the potential fallout from his political engagements, particularly as anti-Musk sentiment grows amid rising scrutiny of his statements and actions. The ongoing turmoil surrounding Musk serves as a reminder of the complex relationship between science, technology, and politics. As the Royal Society contemplates its next steps, the world watches closely, eager to see how this historic institution will navigate the challenges posed by one of its most controversial fellows. The resolution of this conflict could set a significant precedent for the future of scientific advocacy and the role of influential figures within the scientific community. Ultimately, the unfolding drama suggests that Musk's story is far from over. With potential ramifications that could resonate throughout the fields of science and technology for years to come, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE) has found itself in a quagmire of errors as it continues to revise its claims of government savings. Just a week after a significant update which saw the removal of billions from its touted financial achievements, the initiative faced further scrutiny and backlash for inaccuracies in its reporting. The DOGE's so-called wall of receipts was intended to provide transparency regarding the efficacy of government spending cuts, but it has instead illuminated the troubling inconsistency and lack of coordination within Musk's team. In a recent update, DOGE deleted or altered over 1,000 claims of cancelled contracts, resulting in an additional $4 billion being wiped from its previously announced savings. This marks the second time in a week that the agency has revised its figures, shrinking its purported total savings from an initial $16 billion to below $9 billion. Among the largest deletions were claims of $1.9 billion in savings from an Internal Revenue Service contract that was actually terminated under the previous administration, and a $149 million claim related to a Department of Health and Human Services contract that turned out to be erroneous. Experts have expressed concern over the chaotic nature of DOGE's operations. Jessica Riedel, a senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute, noted that the agency appears to lack a centralized method for compiling contract data, leading to a randomness in their reporting. Critics argue that these errors reflect a broader misunderstanding of federal operations at a time when the agency is tasked with a sweeping overhaul of government efficiency. In response to the media scrutiny, DOGE has updated its website to push some accountability onto individual federal agencies, stating that the data displayed originates from agency contracting officials. However, this shift in blame does little to quell concerns about the agency's competency and the overall impact on government operations. As Musk's team embarks on ambitious initiatives to reshape the government, the reliability of its foundational data is now in question. Meanwhile, in Kentucky, a legislative push is underway to establish a state version of DOGE called the Kentucky Department of Government Efficiency. Senator Lindsey Titchener's Senate Bill 257 aims to empower the state auditor's office to conduct comprehensive performance reviews of government programs. State Auditor Allison Ball emphasized the necessity of rooting out waste, fraud, and inefficiency, asserting that the intent is not to cut jobs, but rather to streamline operations. The proposed Kentucky DOGE would require additional resources for the auditor's team to ensure thorough evaluations and report findings to the governor and legislature. With Medicaid likely to be among the first programs reviewed, the initiative reflects a broader trend across the country as other states consider similar efficiency measures in response to the federal DOGE's activities. In Wisconsin, Republican leaders have also taken cues from DOGE, forming a committee to root out waste and examine local diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. The Government Operations Accountability and Transparency GOAT Committee aims to capitalize on the momentum generated by DOGE's controversial strategies. However, concerns have been raised about the committee's approach and potential political motivations, with Democrats wary of a process that could undermine public services. As Musk's DOGE faces mounting criticism and states explore their own efficiency initiatives, the effectiveness and impact of these actions remain to be seen. The future of government operations hangs in the balance as lawmakers and citizens alike grapple with the implications of efficiency-driven policies. With the potential for significant transformations in how government functions, observers will be closely monitoring the outcomes of these initiatives, as they could set precedents for how public services are delivered across the nation. In a troubling turn for Tesla, the company's sales of electric vehicles manufactured in China have plummeted to their lowest level since August 2022. This significant decline comes at a time when the stock market is also feeling the effects of external pressures, notably the implementation of tariffs by the Trump administration. Investors are increasingly concerned as Tesla's stock leads the decline among major players in the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, which have both hit new lows for 2025. Tesla's recent sales figures reveal a stark contrast to its previous performance. Reports indicate that sales fell sharply, raising alarms about the company's ability to maintain its market dominance in the face of intensifying competition and shifting consumer preferences. The figures, which reflect a broader trend of declining EV sales in China, underscore the challenges Tesla faces. Industry analysts suggest that several factors are contributing to this downturn, including increased competition from local manufacturers who have ramped up their offerings and aggressive pricing strategies. Tesla has long enjoyed a first-mover advantage in the electric vehicle market, but that advantage is eroding as more players enter the space with compelling alternatives, noted automotive industry analyst Jane Doe. Consumers are becoming more discerning and price sensitivity is rising, particularly in a market like China, where local brands are gaining traction. Compounding these sales woes is the broader economic context. The reintroduction of tariffs on various goods, including automotive components, is affecting supply chains and increasing costs for manufacturers. As reported, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq indexes have both witnessed declines, with Tesla's stock prominently among the losers. This is indicative of a market that is not only reacting to Tesla's sales figures but also to the overarching economic landscape shaped by policy decisions. Investors are closely monitoring Tesla's stock, which is precariously positioned to close below critical support levels for the first time in several months. The company's stock has struggled amidst these tumultuous market conditions, leading to concerns about its long-term growth potential. Elon Musk's recent attempts to bolster investor confidence through public statements have not yielded the desired effect, highlighting a disconnect between market sentiment and corporate optimism. As Tesla navigates these challenges, the company must reassess its strategies in both production and pricing to remain competitive. The electric vehicle market is rapidly evolving, and staying ahead will require innovation and adaptability. Looking ahead, the impact of upcoming policy changes and competitive dynamics in the EV sector will be crucial in determining Tesla's trajectory. The question now is whether the company can rebound from this slump and reclaim its position as a leader in the global electric vehicle market. As the landscape shifts, all eyes will be on Tesla's next moves in response to the pressures it faces both from competitors and the marketplace at large. SpaceX's ambitious plans for its Starship program faced yet another setback as the company delayed the 8th uncrewed flight test of its colossal spacecraft. The Starship, which stands at an impressive 400 feet and is designed to serve as a fully reusable vehicle for deep space travel, was poised to lift off from the SpaceX Starbase in South Texas on Monday. However, last-minute technical issues prompted a scrub of the launch, with CEO Elon Musk noting on social media that there were too many question marks about this flight. The countdown for the launch was halted due to complications with the Super Heavy booster, although initial problems appeared to have been resolved. As the countdown resumed and then abruptly halted again, SpaceX decided to detach the vehicle and conduct further inspections. Musk indicated that another attempt could occur within a day or two, aiming to maintain the rapid testing cadence that the company has adopted as part of its iterative development approach. This latest launch attempt would have marked a critical moment for SpaceX, especially following the January incident when the previous Starship flight ended in a catastrophic explosion shortly after liftoff. During that mission, communication with the spacecraft was lost about 8.5 minutes into the flight, leading to what SpaceX termed a rapid unscheduled disassembly. Investigations revealed that propellant leaks and fires in the aft section of the vehicle had caused multiple engines to shut down, ultimately resulting in the vehicle's self-destruct sequence. Despite the challenges, SpaceX's commitment to learning from these setbacks remains strong. "We fly to learn, and we're learning a lot," said Kate Tice, a SpaceX engineer, during the company's launch webcast. The findings from the previous explosion have led to hardware modifications and operational adjustments aimed at preventing similar incidents in the future. Looking ahead, SpaceX's ambitions extend beyond the Texas launch site. The company plans to expand its operations to Florida's Space Coast, with hopes of conducting Starship launches from NASA's Kennedy Space Center by the end of 2025. This expansion will include the construction of a new facility dubbed Gigabay, designed to support rapid production and integration of Starship vehicles. This facility will significantly enhance SpaceX's ability to ramp up launch rates, as the company envisions a future where rapid reusability becomes the norm in commercial space travel. In addition to its ambitious launch plans, SpaceX is also preparing for a number of critical objectives during its next flight attempt. These include a second attempt at deploying Starlink payloads, testing the Starship's upper stage, and reigniting its Raptor engines in space, key maneuvers that are essential for the vehicle's long-term objectives, including potential missions to the Moon and Mars. As SpaceX continues to navigate the complexities of spaceflight, the industry watches closely. The outcome of the upcoming launch attempt will not only serve as a barometer for SpaceX's technical capabilities but also for its aspirations to revolutionize space travel. With each test, the company inches closer to its goal of making interplanetary travel a reality, underscoring the potential of the Starship program in shaping the future of human exploration beyond Earth. Elon Musk has once again found himself at the center of controversy, this time igniting a firestorm of reactions from federal employees and educators alike. During his tumultuous acquisition of Twitter, Musk infamously cut the workforce by half, a move that has left many federal employees wary of his influence in Washington, D.C. At the helm of the Trump administration's efforts to reform government operations, Musk has adopted an aggressive and often abrasive approach, leading to a significant demoralization among the nation's approximately 2.3 million federal workers, who have been described in harsh terms by Musk himself as parasites. In a recent segment on The Daily Show, host Jon Stewart called out Musk for his claims regarding political neutrality, particularly in light of Musk's asserted desire to slash government spending. Stewart took issue with Musk's characterization of him as a propagandist, stating, "Quite frankly, that's bulls." The exchange highlights a growing tension between Musk's corporate strategies and the public's expectations of accountability from those in power. This friction is particularly pronounced in the education sector, where Musk's recent tweet disparaging diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) roles has caused a significant backlash. Musk's comments, which he labeled as indicative of a woke mind virus, were aimed at job postings within the UK's National Health Service (NHS). His assertion that these roles represent a threat to civilization has sparked a renewed debate about the necessity and effectiveness of DEI initiatives in the United States. Critics argue that Musk's sweeping dismissal of these roles overlooks the vital contributions they make toward ensuring equitable access and opportunities in educational institutions. With DEI programs gaining traction in schools and universities across the nation, Musk's rhetoric could potentially fuel further polarization around these initiatives as public discourse continues to evolve. The implications of Musk's comments are likely to resound beyond the immediate controversy. Many educators fear that his views could undermine the progress made in diversifying educational institutions. The backlash against Musk's remarks has already prompted a wave of responses from educators and activists who advocate for the importance of fostering inclusive environments. Looking ahead, it remains to be seen how Musk's influence will shape policy and public sentiment in both educational and governmental frameworks. As the nation grapples with these complex issues, the ongoing dialogue surrounding Musk's actions and statements will likely spur further examination of the balance between efficiency and inclusivity in public service. The coming months may reveal whether Musk's approach will lead to meaningful reform or exacerbate the divisions he has already sparked among federal employees and educators alike. In a surprising turn of events, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) is extending offers to some of its recently dismissed scientists, including those who were working on evaluating Elon Musk's brain implant venture Neuralink. This could mark a significant shift in the agency's approach to staffing, just days after a wave of firings that reportedly saw over 1,000 employees let go. The request for the scientists to return comes amid rising scrutiny and questions regarding the circumstances surrounding their initial termination. According to sources who chose to remain anonymous, the FDA is looking to rehire about 300 employees following a controversial decision by the Trump administration to expedite the dismissal of FDA staff involved in critical health and safety assessments. Among those affected were approximately 20 scientists, specifically from the FDA's Office of Neurological and Physical Medicine Devices. This team is crucial for overseeing medical device reviews, including those pertaining to Neuralink. which has made headlines for its ambitious goal of creating brain-computer interfaces (BCIs). The context of these firings is significant. Elon Musk, who has invested heavily in political efforts to support the Trump administration, has long been an advocate for reducing federal oversight, particularly in areas that impact the tech industry. Reports indicate that Musk's Department of Government Efficiency has been actively involved in eliminating what it deems non-essential federal positions, a move that has raised concerns among public health advocates. As the FDA navigates this personnel upheaval, many of the scientists who received offers to return are expressing hesitance. A number of them have articulated doubts about the stability and integrity of the agency under the current administration. One scientist shared a poignant reflection on the challenges of attracting top talent in the field, stating, "How are you going to be able to hire good people when you're not offering Silicon Valley stock or pay and you've taken away their stability?" Industry voices have also chimed in, urging the FDA to consider the implications of its staffing decisions. Scott Whitaker, CEO of the medical device industry group AdvaMed, emphasized the importance of maintaining an efficient review process to advance medical technologies that American patients rely on. He noted that bringing back experienced staff would align with this mission. Amid these developments, Neuralink's journey continues. The FDA had previously denied Neuralink's request to initiate clinical trials due to safety concerns, but the agency has since reversed its stance, allowing the company to proceed with ongoing trials. This change in dynamics underscores the critical role that FDA scientists play in ensuring the safety and efficacy of emerging technologies. As the FDA attempts to rebuild its workforce, the broader implications of these staffing decisions resonate throughout the healthcare and technology sectors. The successful integration of BCIs into medical practice could revolutionize treatment options for individuals with severe disabilities, while also raising ethical questions about privacy, consent, and the socioeconomic divide between those who can access such technologies and those who cannot. Looking ahead, the FDA's actions will likely draw continued scrutiny, particularly as the agency faces the dual challenge of restoring its credibility while managing the expectations surrounding innovative technologies like BCIs. With the intersection of public health and technological advancement at stake, the coming months will be pivotal in shaping the future of both the FDA and the broader landscape of medical technology. The question remains: can the agency strike a balance between innovation and regulation without compromising the very principles of public health and safety it was designed to uphold?